Please, if you're watching this now and you're my grandma, granddad, except they're dead, aunt, uncle, old neighbour who thinks I'm an innocent, lovely girl, please f*** off, because you don't want to hear the rest. Alright, motherfuckers and brother suckers, yes, I made that up, yes, I am proud. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I already have a YouTube channel, most of the videos are shit. Moving on! This is a new branch of my channel. It involves me oversharing my personal life, even though no one cares or asks, making you cringe, vomit, hopefully laugh, maybe cry, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, here we go. By the way, I just want to say that I do not support Trump, okay? It's quarantine, I haven't washed many clothes. I don't want to get hate comments and first video. So, the premise of this YouTube channel is that I'm going to try and entertain you solely for your benefit and not to get more Instagram followers and fans for my music. Cool. I'm Louise Harris. I'm a singer-songwriter, but in this video I'm not going to sing or songwrite, although I will include a jingle. Content warning, it's shit. Cue the jingle.
It's story time, and grab a beer or a glass of wine, cause you might find you'll never look at life the same again.
Okay, so the premise of this sub-branch of my YouTube channel is basically to get, not really to get to know you, for you to get to know me, because I'm a fucking narcissist. I'm going to be doing quizzes, okay? If you are a member of the Instagram community, you can follow me on @LouiseHarrisMusic, because on my story, I will be posting the quizzes there. You will immediately be told whether you got the answer right or wrong. If you don't have Instagram, not to worry, you can vote in the comments below on YouTube. Get that fucking algorithm working. So what I'm going to do at the end of each video is post a quiz, and it's going to basically be like something along the lines of which one of these have I not done, and it's going to have like 3 or 4 options. One of them is going to be false and the other things are going to be things I've actually done, which are either disgusting, embarrassing, funny, bad, cringe, whatever. Okay, they're hopefully interesting and not boring though. That's the aim. It's just so you can like see a bit more about who I am, how horrible I am as a person, and my really awful personality. Yeah. Today's episode. Last week I posted on my story the following quiz. Hopefully I'm good enough at editing that it will appear right here. If not, I'm really sorry. You're gonna have to imagine. Which of these have I not done? Used wikihow to smoke a cigarette. Asked my mum for confirmation about whether I'd had an orgasm. And asked my ex-teacher how to get weed. So I can reveal now, if you have not already voted, that I did not ask my ex-teacher to get weed, how to get weed, whatever the fucking lie was I made up. I remember it now. Yay! No, I'm not really a weed smoker. Because I sing, I don't really like smoking at all, which I'll go on to a bit more in a minute. But yeah, it burns my throat, it's disgusting, it's not good for you. I would have an edible if it was vegan, you know, maybe in Amsterdam. But yeah, moving on. The stories which are true then. Yes, I did use wikihow to smoke a cigarette. I was about 16 or 17. I think I was in 6th form, so yeah, I think 16, year 12 maybe, year 12 vibes, when everyone's trying to fit in with the new 6th formers who are fucking weird and alien, but they have to fit in and we have to fit in with them. It's almost like we have to fit in with them, even though they're fucking new and they have to join. I was new at school, so I really shouldn't be making life hell for newbies. Anyway, I'm a bitch. I, for whatever reason, wanted to learn how to smoke a cigarette. My mum smokes, so I went downstairs. Sorry, it's a bit hot in here. I went downstairs, stole one of her cigarettes. Sorry, mum. I went into my room, I hung out my window, I had my lighter. Okay, I don't have a cigarette, I've got some nail clippers. I'm not putting them in my mouth. Basically, I'm hanging out the window, and I'm like, okay, hold up. Which end is it? Which end do I smoke out of? It might sound a bit dumb, but it didn't have a brown end on it, okay? I later discovered it was a menthol cigarette, so they're completely white in colour, and there was like no brown end. And if there was a brown end, it would have been easier. Because what I did, I was like, right, how do I know which end goes in my mouth, and how do I know which end is like for the lighter? So I Google image people smoking a cigarette, but all of them had a fucking brown end. So I was like, oh my god, this doesn't help me. So I had to go on wikihow, and I can't actually remember if wikihow had the answer for this or if I had to go through some weird forum on the internet, but I ended up finding out, okay, that one end of the cigarette has a filter. Woo! Yay, Louise. So I was like, okay, that must be it. Cool. So back we are, hanging out the window. And okay, I know which end. That's the filter end. Cool. Let's light this baby. What's wrong? Why isn't it working? is this broken? Is the first cigarette I'm which I am broken? Why is this happening to me? And of course, some fellow smokers or non-smokers who have common knowledge will know that you have to usually suck in. Yeah, you have to. I'm not putting that fucking shit in my mouth, but you have to suck in order for the cigarette to light. So that's why it was not working. But I only had that realization later because as I was fumbling around trying to light it, my dad walks in the room into my bedroom, not knocking. I already have to do that. He would not be cool seeing me learn how to smoke. What I do is quickly slip the cigarette into my pajama pocket. Thank those pajamas had pockets. Which fucking pajamas even have them? I slip the cigarette quickly in and I pretend to be lighting the candle in my room with this lighter. But that backfires because my dad then goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just lighting my candle." "Why are you doing that? You can't do that." "Why? It's just a candle." "No, because I'm going to bed now." "Okay, but I'm not." "No, I'm going to bed. So then if you fall asleep and forget to light the candle, the whole house is going to be on fire." Naturally. So I ended up not being able to light the candle and I waited for him to off, whacked the fucking cigarette back out of my pocket, to which I discovered it had ripped in the middle so that you could see the tobacco inside. And at that point I was so frustrated and exhausted with trying and failing to do it that I was like, I'm just going to have to eat it. Got ya? I mean, that's actually true. I did think about eating it, but I didn't in the end, don't worry guys. I just got so fed up that I actually threw it out the window and it landed on my neighbour's roof. Sorry guys, but you kind of are assholes. It was only the next day that I smoked it properly for the first time. Off, mum, stop sending me WhatsApps. I went back downstairs, stole another cigarette and went back upstairs and I was like, you know what, I've got this, yeah? I know what end it is that I'm gonna put in my mouth. I know that I have to suck in to light the cigarette. Nothing else can go wrong. And it didn't, except that I hated it. It took like a puff or two and it was foul. Foul. It burnt my throat, it made me cough, it tasted disgusting. I don't know what menthol was in that, but it did not mask it at all. And I was like, you know what? No. So I've smoked like a few times socially, like when I'm drunk since, but I'm not a smoker and I never will be. Thank fuck, because I'm a singer. If I hadn't already mentioned that. Second story is, yes, I did have to ask my mum for confirmation about whether I had orgasmed. No, it is not incest or anything dodgy. I promise. Basically, I was like in second year of uni and like I was basically the only girl in a group of guys who were my friends. Because we're disgusting, we talk about sex and wanking and orgasming quite a lot. Pretty brain dead as well, which may explain that. One day I'm like, oh, I've never like orgasmed during sex because we're having like a discussion and I'm like, okay, which is better, wanking or sex? And they're like, obviously sex. Bearing in mind some of them are virgins at this point. And I'm like, when I'm wanking it feels better. So we get into discussion, I'm like, I've never come during f***ing. And they're like, okay, but have you come during wanking? I think so. What the f***? Where the f***, girl? What the f***? How do you not know that? You must know. You know if you f***ing know. Like, you know if it's happened, okay? There's no question. It's like you know if you're in love. You just know it. Bullshit. Because I actually had come and I wasn't sure, okay? That's in retrospect. I was like, I don't know guys, I think I have, but I'm like 90% sure, and they're like, just, you gotta work that out, huh? I'm like, okay. No, my mum, it's not my first resort. I'm Googling it and stuff. Like on porn, you have girls who are squirting. Not every girl does that. I definitely wasn't, so I was like, ugh. But I knew that squirting didn't mean coming. Like, they're different. Like, you can do both or you can do just one of them. Well, I don't know if you can squirt and not come. Ooh, that's a good question. Please let me know in the comments. Basically, yeah, I'm like, okay, I don't squirt. That doesn't help. And then I go onto another forum and they're like, oh my God, there's ringing in my ears. The walls are shaking. It's like mind-blowing, mind-shattering moment. It's amazing. It's euphoric. And I'm like, what the f*** am I missing out on? I can't be coming then if I'm not thinking those things, right? And then I thought, okay, well, maybe I'm just coming in the bath because that bubble bath is just fucking hot. No, I'm kidding. Shower heads, yeah? Shower heads are amazing. And I have a power shower. So you can imagine what that does when it's blasted right on your clit. So basically the experience I had with the shower head versus my hand were pretty different. The shower head one was like way more intense, way more like, oh yeah, something's happening here. But still, my legs vibrate and like I shake a bit and it feels like really nice, but like, am I stopping too soon? Because I don't know what they mean by release or like the tension like fades or like this sort of hill I have to go over. Like maybe I'm stopping too soon. I asked my friend and I'm like, look, I'm vibrating, shaking. Does that mean I've come? Not necessarily. So I ask another friend and I'm like, what is it like for you? Well, when I get to that point, then I want to stop because then it becomes sore or a bit sensitive to it and it doesn't feel good. I'm like, but I don't feel sore and it doesn't feel like sensitive after that, so how do I know? Obviously I had nowhere else to turn but my mum. Pretty cute, right? Oh, let's go for a drive. In the drive, I ask her, how do you know if you've orgasmed? With pretty open relationship, I'm not embarrassed, she's not embarrassed, so that's what we should all aim for in life. I can't actually remember how the conversation goes. I think what she said was like, well, I just know it's done. When I don't want to do it anymore, when I want to stop, then I know I've come. Okay. Well, I do know that I want to stop. Like, there is a point where I'm like, oh yeah, that's enough now. I was like, yeah, so actually, yeah, I have come. I don't know if there was more that made me more sure, but I can now confirm to all of you concerned humans that I have come in my life. Not drinking, unfortunately. Well, I don't really care about that, but I have. Yes, so there you go. I hope all of you can take from this story. Firstly, it's okay if you don't know. Because I actually Googled it afterwards and I was like, how do I not know? And people were like, you know what, like it's actually pretty common to not know for sure if you've orgasmed or not, because everyone experiences it differently. Secondly, I'm sure you know this, but if you're not squirting, that doesn't mean you're not coming. They're not like the same thing. Thirdly, talk about it. If you don't know, just talk about it. Get your answers. Google, talk to your friends, talk to your mum, maybe not your dad, but maybe your dad. Do what you want, okay? Just get out in the open, there's no shame. I used to be embarrassed and ashamed of wanking when I was like 14, 15. I think it's probably because I was a girl, because a lot of women actually have shame and embarrassment around it, because, do you know what I mean? Like, no women talk about it. So here I fucking am, girls. Don't let me down. Don't send me nudes though, please, or wanking vids. No, that's not what I'm here for. Do you know what I mean? Everyone knows that guys wank and ejaculate and calm but no one really talks about women as much. Nowadays it's becoming better though, so hopefully I'm contributing to that in a positive way. But yes, thank you for everyone who voted on my last quiz. Hopefully I can edit this well, but I'm now going to show you the quiz for next week. Get voting on my Instagram story if you want to know the answer straight away, or vote down in the comments if you prefer that way. Which of these have I not done? Painted my walls period red to symbolise womanhood to an older guy. Pretended that I'd come off the contraceptive pill to my boyfriend who really wanted kids so that he would not leave. And thirdly, wrote a poem vowing that I'd rather commit suicide than let my year 6 crush die. So, get your votes in, happy voting, and thank you for watching this video. See you next time. Decent. Please like, comment and subscribe. That's what YouTubers do, isn't it? Is that right? I just pretended someone was there. I'm actually lonely as f***.